Ambulance, the new movie directed by Michael Bay, stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Yaha abdul-mateen II and Eliza Gonzalez. Ambulance is based upon a Danish movie of the same name, which was released in 2015. And in this movie, we see Yaha abdul-mateen, who plays Will, an ex-military officer who is desperately in need of funds to help fund his wife's medical care. With no options, he goes to his brother Danny, who offers him an option to participate in a robbery. When that robbery goes awry, Danny and Will hijack an ambulance with an injured police officer and a medical attendee on board. As always guys, before we go any further, please hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Also hit that alarm bell as well so you get notifications so you never miss one of my videos, and give this video a like as well to help the channel grow. Michael Bay as a director, he's like Marmite, you either love him or you hate him. Michael Bay has a distinct style that has worked in countless movies from the mid-90s, such as Bad Boys, The Rock, to Armageddon. And that style worked then, even working in the very first Transformers movie which he directed, which still stands as the best. But unfortunately, that style that he's utilised in countless other movies didn't quite work, and it started to become a bit tedious. The problem with Michael Bay is, and I think with directors in general who participate in one particular genre, is that because you are known for that one particular genre so well, is that it gets to a point where after you've done so many things, you end up copying others and duplicating things that you've done in previous works. And he has certainly done that, and I certainly noticed that when I saw Transformers The Last Night. Michael Bay's movies, whilst box office hits, haven't been critical successes, with the exception of The Rock and Bad Boys, which still stands as his best work. Michael Bay's last movie was Six Underground, which was released in 2019, and I found that movie to be a mess. And I've always kept on telling my friend that, you know what, Michael Bay, he just needs to take a break, then come back to making movies. Ambulance is his first movie in 3 years, and I can certainly say that whilst it's not as good as Bad Boys or The Rock, this is certainly one of his more better efforts. We see Michael Bay focusing more on plot and narrative rather than action. When I first saw Ambulance, I immediately compared it to another movie, which was released in 1995, Money Train, in which two foster brothers participate in a heist. From the opening sequence, Ambulance just gets going. But the problem with Ambulance is that the narrative isn't as strong as it could be. So in the opening sequence, we see Will and Danny as youngsters. We see Will gravitate towards Danny. And when you see these two come together, there is no explanation as to why Will left his family home, how he gravitated towards Danny. And I felt that opening sequence could have been elaborated on just a bit further. Ambulance draws its inspiration from a host of action movies. So when we see the botched bank robbery raid and we see the shootout in Los Angeles, easily reminiscent of the spectacular shootout in Heat. Most of the action focuses on the ambulance and these guys just trying to avoid capture and trying to avoid a whole host of situations. That reminded me of Speed. And just the banter between Danny and Will, you've got two people that are on opposite ends of the spectrum. One who's loud and wisecracking, you've got the other one who's kind of quiet. That reminded me of the banter between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys. Ambulance almost borders on meta, where it is very self-aware and self-referential, because Ambulance makes a nod to two of Michael Bay's movies. In the opening sequence where we're about to see the bank robbery go down and we see one of the cops who eventually gets injured, he wishes to go and speak to one of the bank tellers because he fancies her. He tells his partner, I'm going to do my best, and his partner says, your best? Losers always whine about their best. That's what Sean Connery said to Nicolas Cage in The Rock. And when the cops exit their vehicle to go and empty into the bank, he said, no, let's do this like we're bad boys. Another Michael Bay vehicle. And there was another sequence where there's a chase and some cars get destroyed. And one of the police officers said, oh, this looks like an expensive car chase. And Michael Bay was known for doing expensive car chases, and he was one of the best at doing it. And unlike other Michael Bay movies, this movie focuses centrally on the plot. And this is what made his earlier work so good. Because the plot isn't bombarded with action sequences or flashy visuals. No, we know what the premise is. You've got a man called Will who needs $230,000 to fund his wife's surgery. And Danny, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, wishes to help him get that money, but also to help him get home safely. So that plot isn't lost, and you know what these guys are trying to achieve. Ambulance has a very strong cast. Jake Gyllenhaal, brilliant character actor. And in this movie, we see him play a more over-exaggerated villain. He played a very subtle villain in Spider-Man Far From Home, but in Ambulance he takes up several notches. He's on wisecracking form, he gets to showcase his delivery as an action star, and even though Jake Gyllenhaal is more a better character actor than he's an action star, I think he pulled it off very well. And then you have Yaha abdul-mateen, who is It's more quiet. But these two complement each other very well. I love their banter. I love their on-screen chemistry. Eliza Gonzalez as the paramedic. She's easily one of the strongest female characters that Michael Bay has ever had in a movie. I know Michael Bay gets a lot of stick for over-sexualizing his female leads. But in this movie, she plays a very strong, well-rounded character. And there was one brilliant scene where she has to rescue a girl who's been impaled on a rail in a car crash. And we don't just forget about that particular character because Eliza Gonzalez's character actually goes to see her in the final sequence of the film. So there are a lot of ends that are all tied up here. And I felt that she was an excellent performer in this movie. And I love the work that she's done in the past, and this is another strong performance from her. When I first saw Ambulance, I thought, okay, Michael Bay is gonna hold back on all of the gimmicks that he uses and just give us a great character story. But no, some of the gimmicks that he uses are still in there. You've got flashy camera work, you've got some brilliant stunts, you've got some brilliant shootouts, you've got some brilliant car chases, but you've got some over-the-top sequences, in particular where in the ambulance they had to operate on a patient. And it was so gory, but it was just like, you know what? It was a very tense scene. But in the hands of Michael Bay, I couldn't see Ambulance working any other way. Michael Bay knows what he's good at, and you know what? More credit to him. This movie focuses on the story. And the story may seem a little bit ludicrous at times. It may go off in different directions. At over 2 hours, I certainly do feel that 20, 30 minutes could have been shaved off of this movie to make the film flow better. But as a movie, if you've got a few hours to spare, check it out because I highly recommend it. Easily one of Michael Bay's better movies and a very entertaining watch. So I'll give this film a very strong 7 out of 10. So guys, there you have it. Thanks for watching as always. Please hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications when my video is going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with whether you've seen Ambulance, what do you think about it? And what is your favourite Michael Bay movie? Comment down below and I shall see you all in the next film review. Take care.